Hello, this is Jim Lindsay. In this tutorial, it's very brief, I'm going to just kind of tell you about this project. How do you do the logo project? Well, first of all, you watch the instructional video about how to draw with Visio. Once you've done that, then you can tackle this project. But what you do is you look at this instruction here, and what it tells you is that you're supposed to draw what you see right here. Basically, you're supposed to draw, make a Visio drawing that includes 3 logos, and then a horizontal line, and then your name and CIS 141 Spring 215. How do you do that? Well, let me show you real quickly. I'm going to start Visio up. Visio on my computer, I have a little button down here to click to open Visio. You're not going to have that on your computer. You're going to go to the Western Kentucky University Computer Lab, click on the Start button down here, and go to Office 2013, and then select Visio 2013, and then you're going to see something like this. And all you have to do is just select a blank drawing, and it starts a blank, and just go with U.S. units. All that means is that the rulers are in inches as opposed to the metric system. And you're going to see this guy over here, this little shapes area is going to be present. You don't need hit. You can take that and minimize it, just like we had in the drawing, how to draw lesson. And then you're going to start to draw this stuff you see right here. Now, one thing I didn't cover in that tutorial is text, and so I'll show you how to do that here. But let's start with this page orientation. This is a portrait orientation for the drawing. You could do it this way, but it's going to be easier if you have your page orientation in landscape versus portrait, right? Because in landscape, that'll give you a little bit more left to right room. So to get that page orientation changed, you can just go up to Design, go to this orientation, and make that landscape. Now the next thing I would do, you'll see that this little auto size thing is blue. That auto size is turned on. I would click on that to turn it off. Now what all that does is, as you put stuff on in the drawing space, if auto size is turned on, it automatically keeps making the drawing bigger. So you can easily end up with a piece of paper that's like the size of a poster board or bigger, which you're not going to be able to print that. So to me, it's easier just turn that off. Where that's helpful is, let's say you have a really big network drawing that you're not going to print, but you're going to output as like a web document. And at that point, if you're not going to physically put it on paper, it wouldn't matter one way or the other. So auto size at that point doesn't become something cumbersome. But for you guys, you don't need it. So again, from home, go to the Design tab of the ribbon, make that orientation landscape, and then instead of letting that blue thing where it says auto size, click on that to turn that off. So there you go. Next, what you need to do, you need to decide which of these logos you would like to draw. I'd like for you to include one from each colored rectangle, and they go from, in difficulty, going from left to right. These ones on the left are really easy. These ones in the center are moderate, and the ones on the right are a little bit more difficult. None of them are too difficult though, and realize that what you do can be completely black and white. This VW one in particular has shading and stuff like like there's like a light source over here to the right, kind of lighting up this part. You're not going to have that. Yours is going to be probably all black and white. Yours is going to be ugly, more than likely, and that's okay. This is the first time you've ever done this, and I don't expect for you to have the perfect drawing, have perfect shapes. Graphic design people have put these things together, and that's their job, and you guys are just trying to learn how to do this stuff. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just do the best you can. So pick one from each color, and in the upper left, have either Nissan or GM. In the center, you're going to want your Adidas or Apple. On the far right, you're going to want either VW or MTV. And then you draw a horizontal line. Then you put your name, and that should be your name. It shouldn't say your name. It should say like John Doe or Susie Q right there, and then CIS 141 Spring 2015. So Let's do a hard one. Let's do like VW. Okay, so I'm going to go to Visio, and I know that VW is going to be over on this part of my screen. I'm going to have my horizontal line and my name and stuff, right? So let's look at that for a second. What does that? Just zoom in here and look at this. Look at this logo. And what I want to force you to do here is just make you break this thing down, because even though this looks kind of hard, it's really not that bad. Because what you have here is you have a gray circle, then you have a black circle, then you have a white circle, then you have another black circle. And so if you went gray, black, white, gray, black on your, if you drew those and laid those on top of each other, then all you have to do is take some strips of white, basically 1, 2, 3, 4 strips of white, and lay those on top of the inner black circle, and you're going to have VW. So let me try that. So I go over to here, and go back to my Home tab in Visio. I need circles, right? I'm going to go to the ellipse tool, and I'll just zoom in a little bit here. And I'm going to make a circle, and let's say that's the gray one. So that's my gray one. Go with that gray right there. Then I need another circle. So I'll draw another circle here. I'll make this one black. And then I need a white circle, right? So I draw another circle here. It's already white. And then I need another black circle, right? So I'll draw another black circle, and they're getting a little bit smaller as they go. For my fill colors, make it black. And then I just have to lay these on top of each other. So put that one on top of that one, and take this one and put it on top of that one. And as you get to the center, it kind of does the lining up for you. It shows you if you're in the center or not. And so then all I have to do is get my white strips on here, right? Because you look at this, there's like a white strip, a white strip, a white strip, and a white strip. So as I get over to this, I just need some white strips. Where can I get those? Well, I think the easiest thing to do would be to draw a white rectangle. So if I just draw a rectangle, that's about the right width and stuff. And I need 4 of those, right? So I'm going to go, just hold on my control key. So I know I have my 4 white strips. Take this dude right here and kind of get him lined up where I want him. You can see how this is working. I'm going to get this thing, and it's not going to be perfect. I know it's going to, you can make it look pretty good though, and get this thing sort of going on your page here. And get a little bit more rotation with it, actually. That's not too bad. Just get my V, get the W's in here. I get the rotation, put that right about there maybe. And so on. So I start to get the VW. I'd have to massage this and get this thing a little bit further refined, but I'm starting to make a VW right there. And once that's on the page, then I can lastly get a black line out here in the middle between the V and the W, and that would potentially come from, say, another little black rectangle here. Take it, give it a black fill color, and put that right there, cover up the middle. And then as you zoom out from it, I have to get my my corners here to where they look a little bit better, but that's how you would do that. That's how one way you could do it. You could do it. You could draw that. What's going to be neat about this is watching you guys come in with your work here. Exactly how you make your drawings will be a little bit different. Everybody's is going to be a little bit different. So if I see 2 that look exactly the same, it's like, ooh, well, that's the same file. So should see something a little bit different from each one. So once you've got that on a page, there's my VW. Let me get to the text part, because that's what you guys need to know next. I need a line on this page right in between. Lines, of course, come from the line tool. Got my line on my page here, and I can format that thing. I can go to the line here, go to its weight, make a nice big thick line there. I could change its color if I wanted to by going here and make it different colors. I'm going to go with black on it. But then I need some text on the page. How do I get text? Well, text can come from this text tool. You just click on text, and you click on the page, and you type your name. So my name is Jim Lindsay. And then I can take that text and go back to my pointer tool, set that where I want it to go. And with that thing selected, I can then format that. Some nice big text here. And I need another text box. Put that underneath here. Click here. CIS 141, Spring 2015. And again, my text tool here. Make that look about like I like it. And format it. So what you end up doing is getting your 3 logos across the top that you'll draw. And think about it. I mean, you've got MTV is going to be tough. I would use the pencil tool to draw the black M in the foreground and the freeform tool to draw the TV and lay those on top of the black M, and then just use the freeform tool to draw like these shapes you're seeing back here. That's how I would draw that 3-dimensional MTV. That's probably the toughest one we have. Apple, it's not that bad. You can use the freeform tool and draw the whole thing, and then just fill it in with black and use a couple of you can use the freeform tool and make the little leaf on top and fill it in with black, or you could use like the arc tool and make a couple of arcs and then try and fill it in. This Adidas, it's 3 lines. It's 3 black lines with a white line in front of it and then the word Adidas. And again, the text comes from, you saw where the text comes from. So a white rectangle, a black rectangle, black rectangle, black rectangle. Over here you have a black square, a white square, a black square, and then you put a white rectangle right there and then a white GM. How would you get like something like white GM on the page? Easy enough. You go to the text tool. So let's first put a black square on there so we've got something to see it. So there's a black square. And then I go to my text tool, and I could just type in here GM if I wanted to. Now, because it's black text on a black page, you're not seeing it. If I then went to my font color and made that white and made it nice big letters, that'd be easy. You could do it that way, and then put like a white rectangle underneath it, like there. But that's one way you could do that. Another thing, you could just draw a text box and put GM in there and make the text white. Go back to your pointer tool and then just put that on the drawing too. So different ways to get the text there. Same thing with Nissan. You've got a black circle and a white circle and then a black bar across the top right there. This one has arcs in it, and if you could achieve that, that'd be awesome. You can do that with a freeform tool. But that's what you do. So you draw, let me zoom out here, your either GM and Nissan logo, or Nissan logo, Apple or Adidas, and then VW or MTV, your black line, then your name, and that. And this file, when you're done with it, let's say I have all my 3 logos on there, I go to File, and just go to Save As. I'll save this on the computer's desktop, and I'm going to call this Jim Lindsay Logo Project. I believe that's what I asked you guys to save it as. Yep. Or your name.vsdx, so you don't even have to put logo project, but Jim Lindsay. It's going to automatically give it that VSDX file extension. Hit save. And then I'll close it. You'll see there's the Jim Lindsay VSDX. And in Blackboard, take that file and submit it. So that's the process. I hope that you will enjoy this. It's definitely kind of weird. It's not something you do in every other class. But I hope you'll enjoy this, and I hope you'll like it enough that you'll want to investigate it further. This is very rudimentary. There's a program from Adobe called Illustrator, which is used to make movies and cartoons and animated series and things like that. And so if you like this, realize that there's like a whole world of this that you could get into. You could make logos for like the Western Kentucky University or companies. And again, you would use Adobe products to do that. But for getting into it, this is a really good good start. So thanks for your time and attention.